Southern Italy, a place where time moves slower, the sea glows bluer, and every small town feels like a secret whispered by the Mediterranean. Most travelers rush to the famous names, Amalfi, Capri, Positano. But hidden behind the spotlight lies another Italy, a quieter Italy, a more authentic Italy, an Italy where fishermen still mend their nets at sunrise, where old men sit under olive trees playing cards, where pastel-colored houses cling to cliffs and the smell of lemon blossoms fills the air. This is the Italy locals' treasure, a coastline of forgotten villages, untouched beaches, ancient harbors, and tiny towns wrapped in stories older than empires. And in 2026, these undiscovered gems will become the next great travel dream. But before the world discovers them, you will. Today, we journey through southern Italy's top 10 undiscovered coastal towns, from Puglia to Basilicata, Calabria to Campania, and all the way to the islands floating like jewels in the Mediterranean. These are the places where you feel the soul of Italy, not in the crowds, but in the quiet beauty. So breathe in the sea breeze, watch the waves roll in, and let's discover the magic hidden along the forgotten shores of southern Italy. Number 10. Otranto, Puglia. Otranto is one of the oldest towns in Italy and one of the brightest. The water here is surreal, glowing with shades of aqua and jade. The old town is wrapped in stone walls, full of narrow alleys that twist toward the sea. The cathedral holds one of the most unique mosaics in Europe, a massive tree of life built in the 1100s, a masterpiece that ties history, myth, and imagination together. And outside the town lies the Bauxite Lake, a red earth crater filled with emerald water, a hidden gem that feels otherworldly. Otranto is history, beauty, and coastline fused together. Number 9. Santa Maria di Lucca, Puglia. At the very tip of Italy's heel lies Santa Maria di Lucca, the point where the Adriatic and Ionian seas collide. Stand on the lighthouse hill and watch the water. One sea is dark blue, the other bright turquoise, two colors mixing in swirling patterns. The coastline is carved with sea caves, cliffs, and secret lagoons only locals know. The town itself is elegant, with grand villas from the 1800s lining the seafront. This is where Italy feels like the end of the world and the beginning of something magical. Number 8. Procida, Campania. While Capri and Ischia attract millions, Procida remains a quiet dream, a pastel-colored fishing island where time seems to pause. Houses are painted in pink, yellow, sky blue, and coral. Laundry hangs across streets, scooters buzz softly, and the entire island smells of lemons and sea breeze. The small harbor, Marina Coricella, is one of the most beautiful in all of Italy. No cars, no chaos, just pure, cinematic Italian life. It's no wonder Procida was named Italy's capital of culture. The island looks like a watercolor painting. Number 7. Scylla, Calabria. According to Greek mythology, Scylla was once home to a sea monster that terrorized sailors. But today, it's one of Italy's most enchanting fishing villages. The neighborhood of Cianalea is called the Venice of the South. Houses built directly on the water, boats bouncing against stone walls, narrow alleys that smell of salt and grilled swordfish. Scylla is raw, emotional beauty, a mix of myth, history, and coastal charm. Number 6. Tropea, Calabria. Tropea looks like it was built by dreamers. Houses rise dramatically on high cliffs overlooking some of the bluest water in Europe. The sand is soft. The sea glows like liquid turquoise. And right below the cliff stands Santuario di Santa Maria dell'Isola, a magical monastery on its own little island. Narrow alleys weave through the old town, filled with cafes, wine shops, and views that make you pause and breathe deeply. Number 5. Acciaroli, Campania. Few people know that Ernest Hemingway visited Acciaroli and fell in love with it. Maybe it was the crystal clear water, maybe the golden beaches, maybe the tiny fishing boats reflecting the sunset, or maybe the slow heartbeat of a town where nothing feels rushed. Acciaroli is one of those rare places where life still feels pure. Locals live long lives here, some of the longest in the world, thanks to fresh seafood, olive oil, rosemary, and sunshine. This is southern Italy at its warmest and most authentic. Number 4. Mare, Basilicata. Mare remains one of Italy's most preserved secrets, a coastal town wrapped around mountains, caves, and wild cliffs. The coastline bursts with mystery: 40 beaches, hidden coves, candlelit caves, and lookout points where the sea touches infinity. Above the town stands a towering statue of Christ, watching over the coast, a silent guardian over turquoise waters. The historic center is quiet and romantic, perfect for slow walks under lantern-lit streets. Mare is Italy's coastline, the way it used to be: natural, untouched, serene. Number 3. Tricasporto, Puglia, a tiny harbor surrounded by pine forests and rocky cliffs. Tricasporto feels more like a painting than a town. The water is crystal clear, shades of sapphire and emerald. Small boats bob gently next to old stone piers. The air smells of sea salt and wild herbs. There's no rush here, no crowds, no noise, just the sound of the waves and the feeling that you've stepped into a peaceful, hidden world. Number 2. Giovinazzo, Puglia. Giovinazzo is one of those towns that feels untouched by tourism. A circular port surrounded by ancient stone houses and narrow streets that still follow medieval patterns. Fishermen sell the day's catch along the harbor. Locals sip espresso on the seaside promenade. And the sound of church bells blends with waves hitting the rocks. The historic center is a labyrinth: arches, staircases, silent courtyards, a place where every corner feels like a discovered secret. Giovinazzo is pure southern Italy: slow, warm, simple, beautiful. Number 1. Polignano, Mare, Puglia. Perched high on dramatic limestone cliffs, Polignano, Mare feels like a town carved out of light itself. Whitewashed houses rise above the deep blue Adriatic, while waves echo beneath natural sea caves. Wandering through its narrow alleys, you'll find poetry literally written on the walls, verses painted on stone steps, door frames, and quiet corners. The town breathes art. The jewel is Lama Monachile, a small beach nestled between cliffs so breathtaking it looks unreal. At sunset, the water glows turquoise and the entire town turns golden. Southern Italy is a treasure chest, but not the one found in guidebooks or tourist maps. It's the laughter of fishermen at dawn, the colors of old houses, the taste of fresh olive oil, the warmth of strangers who welcome you like family, and the peaceful rhythm of towns untouched by time. These coastlines are not just places, they're feelings, memories waiting to be made, moments that stay in your heart long after you leave. And now you've seen them. Southern Italy's most undiscovered coastal towns, ready to be explored in 2026. If you want to feel Italy's soul, this is where you begin.